Hey, welcome back to the channel. Just a quick one today, just letting you know how I catch flathead using the Samaki soft bite in the 100mm, and that's the fork tail in the ghost white color. It is winter, so I have put a little bit of mullet scent on it just to help it along, as they do slow down on the bite, storing up food, metabolism slows down, cold water, that sort of stuff. So I'm slowing down the rate, so I'll just show you how to go about catching these flatties with a simple technique. So using this Samaki Vibe 100mm forktail is one really good way of getting flatties and mulloway, but today for flatties sake we're just going to check the tension on the drag, give it a good cast out, and watch that line and feather it as it hits the water, bail arm over, and just wind down slowly and keep contact with that line so it doesn't go slack and hits the bottom. In about 5 meters there, just give that a little bit of a lift after pausing, and then let it return with the wind down again, pause again for a few seconds and lift, and that process will repeat. That is good for mulloway too, if you want to lift a little bit taller to get them halfway through the water column. But for today's purpose, we'll just stick with the flathead, just do little 1 to 2 foot lifts, pause for a few seconds with winter water, and hopefully you'll notice in a sec it'll react quite well to that technique. You'll see here as I lift, it's on. So that was sitting on the bottom for a little bit there. So just let the drag do its work with 6 pounds and gradually wind it up to the surface with a few head shakes to boot. So it's quite green, that fish, when it came up. So I'm just getting the net ready and get it in quite quick before it jumps out, because those rubber nets, they tend to bounce back out again. So that's about a 47-48 centimetre flathead. So have a go with that technique. Again, winter water, slow it down, there's no rush, and just think of what you're doing with the line. As you can see, it's well pinned in the corner of the mouth with that little twin treble setup. So that was that, about 15 minutes for 3 fish. I'm using 6 pound braid on 6 pound leader, so nothing fancy, and just using the old Daiwa Crossfire XT. Nothing flash about that either, just your bargain range from Daiwa to get you out in the water. So give it a go. Winter's here, but we're getting some pretty good afternoons, so I thought I'd take the opportunity, come out, do a quick tutorial, as well as get some fillets for dinner. And yeah, I also like to feed the neighbours some fresh fillets as well, so I'll cut some up for them, put them into a vacuum bag, seal them. A lot of weed coming through, so I've just swapped over to the Nemesis from Gulp. So yeah, the 4-inch Nemesis in the peppered prawn colour. See if we can get a couple on that. We'll get to 5, that'll be the bag limit. Less chance of it getting weeded up here, that's all, so we'll give it a go. Beautiful. 1/8 jig head. Pretty straightforward. Size 2 hook there. It's a 4-inch Nemesis in the peppered colour. A metre of leader, that's all I usually use, just to get a good cast without it going through the guides and wrecking it. It's only light line. There is a lot of weed. Have a look at this. There's a big line of it coming through, so I've got to try and cast out and away from the patches where I can. So I keep this nice and slow on the retrieve and just do a little lift or a hop and then wind back down. managed to get through the weed to pick up this model pretty close to the boat. I think that was my bag limit. So I decided to throw out one more time for one more fish, and I released this one as I already had 5 ready to bring home. All in all, a pretty successful outing, just with the vibe and the gulp. Alright, I might see you out in the water. Look out for only fins, the little black tinny on Brisbane Water if you're about. Yeah, tight lines and stay safe. See you next time. Sharp knife, so we cut just behind that wing, straight down to the middle, you can see that, and then turn your knife, find where the spine is and just roll your knife straight back down, grab it again, and just roll your knife straight down here, just like that, and there, there you go, there's your spine, and there's your fresh fillet. All you got to do then is basically, if you want to take the skin off, you can. I've rubbed that skin ready to cook, so all the little scales are gone. But you just take about 7 little bones out to about there. So you cut a V that way and that way. And there's your fillet.